This will be for the con assignment, evaluate function expressions. Okay, in this problem here, they give you two separate graphs. This one here is y equals f of x, and this dashed line here is y equals g of x. Okay, so here they have f of 1 and g of 9. Alright, so just so you know, if they say f of 1, that's going to be the y coordinate of f of x at x equals 1. Okay? And g of 9 is going to be the y coordinate of g of x at x equals 9. Okay? So when they say f of 1, basically you're plugging in 1 for x and seeing what you get. And for g of 9, you're plugging in 9 for x and seeing what you get. Okay, we don't have an equation to plug it into, but we do have the graphs. So, f of 1, okay, this one in blue here is the function f. So, f of 1 means x equals 1. Okay, so on the x-axis, go to x equals 1, okay, and just find the y coordinate for x equals 1. I'm going to trace x equals 1 down, and it's right here. Okay, so at x equals 1, y equals, here's negative 4, here's negative 6, so this is negative 5. Okay, so it's going to be a negative 5. Alright, and the y coordinate of g of x at x equals 9. G of x is this graph right here, the dashed line. Okay, let's go to x equals 9. Here's the x-axis. Trace it 6, 8. Here's x equals 9. Okay, so we want the y coordinate. We go down here to the graph for g of x, and it's right here. Okay, so I'm going to trace it to the y-axis, and that's going to be a negative 6. Okay, so this is negative 6. So that was the hard part. The rest of it's easy. Alright, just go to the equation now. And they're saying 5 times f of 1. So it's going to be 5 times f of 1 we said was negative 5. Plus 5 times g of 9. We said g of 9 was negative 6. Okay, so 5 times negative 20, 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. Okay, adding those together, that's a negative 55. And just enter that in the box. So these aren't too bad. Okay, so first we're looking at f of negative 8. Okay, so let's go to negative 8. Alright, see this graph here in blue? This is f of x. See this one with the dashed lines? That's g of x. So for f of negative 8, we go to x equals negative 8, and we find out what y equals. So here's x-axis, go to x equals negative 8, okay, and we're looking at the f graph, That's this one. So trace it down right there. Okay, what's the y coordinate? Trace it to the y-axis right there. Okay, it's in between -4 and -6. So that must be a -5. All right, and the other part, g of 4. So we're going to go to x equals 4 and find out what y equals on the g graph. Okay, this is the g graph. So x equals 4, here's our x-axis. Go to x equals 4, okay, and trace that to the graph of g. That's this point right here. Okay, and going to the y-axis, we're at this point right here, between 2 and 4. So that must be a 3. Okay, so f of -8 is going to be -5. So we have -1 times -5 minus 4 times g of 4. G of 4 is going to be 3. So -1 times -5 is +5. -4 times +3 is -12. And 5 minus 12 is -7. Right in the box. All right, one more. So let's go to f of -3. So x is going to be -3. Go to x equals -3. So here's -4. This must be -2. This is -3. Okay, and we're dealing with the f graph. That's this one. So I'm going to go to the point, trace it to the point right there. Okay, and what's the y coordinate? Trace it to the y-axis right there. Okay, this is -6, -4, -2, so this must be -3. All right, for g of -7, go to x equals -7. All right, so here's our x-axis. Here's -6, -8. This must be -7. Okay, we're going to trace it to the g graph. That's this one up here. So I'm going to go up to the graph. See where it hits. Right there. Trace it to the y-axis. It's right there. It's at 6. So y equals 6. So we have -6 times f of -3, which we said was -3, minus 5 times g of -7. G of -7 we said was 6. -6 times -3 is 18. -5 times 6 is -30. And 18 minus 30 is -12.